Now this, a teachers' union in Massachusetts is accused of being anti-Semitic. They just hosted a webinar with a professor who has praised Hamas for the October 7th attacks on Israel. Clay Travis joins us now. Great to see you, Clay. Let me ask you this. Why does anti-Semitism seem to be taking such a hold at schools and college campuses across America? It's remarkable.
Yeah, because of this toxic identity politics, I think, is the root cause. Thanks for having me on here. And basically what it teaches is your skin color dictates whether you're a victim or an oppressor. And many young knuckleheads on college campuses have bought into the idea that because Jewish people tend to be white-skinned, that despite the fact that they were the victims of a Hamas terrorist attack, that they have to be considered the oppressor or the colonizer, and they can't understand the idea of Jewish people being victims. It's particularly disappointing because Jewish people have tended to be victims for basically the last 2,000 some odd years. And we just had on October 7th the deadliest day for Jewish people since the Holocaust, which was in living memory for many people that are still out there. And it feels like in many ways race relations and just basic intelligence on college campuses have been in a retrogression for some years now.
Very quickly, Clay, I want to go back to the story before we brought you on about the Australian soccer team, where half of the team are transgender women or girls. I say it makes a mockery, and yet we're hearing these stories more and more. What's your take?
Well, I mean, this is ridiculous. It's absurd and it's indefensible. And what's particularly disappointing is the number of feminists who won't stand up and say women's sports should be for women. Men who decide to identify as women should not be women's champions. This is something we've been covering aggressively at OutKick through Riley Gaines, since I'm sure you know her story. Yeah. She had to swim against a man who decided to identify as a woman, swam for 3 years on the Penn's men's team, flips over, becomes a woman all of a sudden, and wins a women's NCAA championship. I think it's everything that's wrong with sport. There's a reason we divide men and women. I thought Lauren was 100% right. Men are bigger, faster, and stronger than women are. That's a biological reality. Some women are stronger than some men, but at elite athletic competitions, men are going to be bigger, stronger, and faster. Yeah,
it's I can't even get my head around it. I want to get to this one, Clay. Sacramento just declared itself a sanctuary city, not for illegal migrants, but for transgender people. It means that no city resources can be used to criminalize people who are looking for gender-affirming care. I mean, is this going too far?
I don't have a major issue personally with adults deciding that they would be happier if they identify as a member of a different gender. I think it's unlikely to make you way happier personally, but if you're an adult and you want to make that decision, I'm okay with it. What I really have an issue with is when we're giving puberty blockers to 11-year-olds or 12-year-olds, or when we are trying to change the biology of children before they have grown into adulthood. Some of these kids are getting sterilized for life. They're making life-altering decisions. We don't let kids get tattoos. When they're 16 years old, you can get punished for that. How in the world can we let somebody decide that they want to remove their genitals at 16 or 15 or 14? That to me seems crazy. That's where I would focus most significantly.
You know, it was never an issue, and then it has become an issue. I mean, I hate to put it in these terms, but is it a fad? I mean, I can't understand how all of a sudden all of these young boys or young girls want to change sex.
Well, what I think it speaks to more than anything else is how deeply uncomfortable many people are in their own skin. And I think that's been exacerbated by social media, particularly for young people. They look constantly into their phones and Instagram at unrealistic imagery, make themselves get depressed, and then I think look for a lifeline. Why am I depressed? They don't really know how to handle the emotions, and so they swing from one vacillating idea to another. Maybe I would feel better if I were a different gender, a different sexuality. It's challenging times, and I think social media has made it worse.
And as you say, it can be a lifelong altering transformation, and God forbid that they regret it later in life. But we'll leave it there. Clay Travis, great stuff as always. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, appreciate you all. Thanks a lot.
All right.